After playing Black Ops 7 for a few days, I get the best controller, graphics, and audio settings for you guys. Obviously, you can just go ahead and crank down all your graphics to very low, and you'll have the best FPS possible. But I found a better middle ground of a game that looks really good and still runs very well. It's still very snappy. So I'm gonna show you guys what we're working with. Hop into the controller settings. I'm on a 155. I like a lower sense, so I can kind of just focus more on centering, and I know my aim's gonna be consistent. If you're more of a snappy player, you can go ahead and work with like a 165 or 17, and that's a good middle ground for you. Dead zones, your left stick wants to be on minimum 0, max 65, so you could go ahead and have faster, more receptive movement. And then on right stick, you want to be on 3 and 99. This is going to be so you still have solid aim assist without getting down to like the 1 dead zones where you might have stick drift and all that jazz. And it's just going to be a good middle ground of snappy and still, you know, still sticky. The left trigger and right trigger, I don't shoot with my triggers, but I would play on 5. So you're not accidentally throwing grenades if it's too low. I do have my bumper swap with my triggers so I could shoot with my bumpers. And of course I am on tactical so I could crouch with my right stick. For aiming advanced, I am on dynamic. With a 1 slope, target aim assist should be on. I don't care what anyone says. FOV sensitive scaling, this setting definitely makes a difference. I have this on so I could be a little bit more precise. My sprint assist is going to be a tactical sprint assist with on and on. Sprint delay should be on 0. Then I'm going to be on off. On corner slice, I'm kind of weird. I like corner slice. I gave it a try once, and then after I got used to it for a few days, I don't know, it just makes me feel cracked. Hybrid, so I can dive by holding this and then tap the slide by just clicking it. Automatic air mantle should be on off. Sprint restore and slide maintain sprint should be on. Everything else is going to be on default. Parachute should be on off for whenever the integration happens. Movement advanced settings, you want to have your plunging underwater on free so you could swim easier. Everything here should be pretty basic. Prioritize finishing move. I have prioritized interact as well, so I can still have tap to reload and prioritize interact, but I'll be picking up a weapon over like a reload or something like that. Hopping into the graphics settings, I'm going to be on full screen exclusive because it's going to be more responsive than borderless and all the other settings. NVIDIA reflex, low latency on plus boost. I'm going to have all these settings on off. This is on custom, but I don't change anything. I just have these two on off as well for no VSync. Custom frame limit is on a custom. I have it on 270. You don't want this on unlimited because if you have like a really powerful PC and your FPS is jacking up all over the place, it's going to end up being inconsistent because you're going to have very high FPS and low FPS at certain times. And just kind of leave it there for a more consistent aim. The LA cast is going to be on 80. It's going to make your game a lot more snappy than if you have it on 100. And we're going to make our game look very nice here with these other settings down low. We're going to have our VRAM scale on 80. We're going to go ahead and have variable rate shading on off. If you have a weaker PC, you might want to have this on for extra FPS. It will make your game look a little bit more washed out though. Texture resolutions on normal, low, off, low, normal, off, low, optimize, default, and high. And then shadows are just going to obliterate your FPS. So I have all this on very low or on off. All those just off or low. Field of view is 110 for me personally because I play 120 on Warzone. If you're mainly a multiplayer player, you can go with like 100 to 105. That's what most people play on, just so you can focus on what's in front of you. Obviously, I like that higher FPS for BR so I could see everything around me. So 110 is like a good middle ground for me on multi. Affected, wide, and wide is going to make your gun smaller so you can go ahead and see more on your screen. Off and off, 50 on both of these bad boys. For audio, you're going to want to go ahead and have your master game volume on 100. Obviously turn down your gameplay music volume because it's loud as hell. We're gonna have this bad boy on stereo and of course on Sucker Punch. Make sure you have your tinnitus sound on reduced so your ears aren't ringing as much. Side note, make sure you have dismemberment and gore effects on off. You will get a slight FPS boost if you have this on off. So make sure you have your telemetry on whatever you want. I just have basically FPS and server latency. Packet loss also pretty important too, so you can go ahead and just kind of see if you're lagging or if it's just you that's getting crapped on. HUD bounce, I like to kind of line it up with that logo in the top left. Most pro players are going to have it all the way scrunched in so you can have your mini-map closer to center so your eyes don't have to move as far. But I like kind of a middle ground where I could kind of still have a good field of view and then just kind of peek up on my mini-map without having to look all the way across the corner of my room. Crosshairs are going to both be on static for me as well. If these settings helped you out, be sure to drop a like and hit the follow button for whenever a future update happens or a Warzone integration update happens so I can hook you guys up with some updated settings. Doses.